T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 30 seconds. We are go for launch. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to NASA's Lunabotics 2025 Finals event. We are broadcasting live from this amazing Center for Space Exploration facility here inside NASA's Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex here on Florida's East Coast. My name is Kurt Loit. I'm a NASA software developer and a robotics researcher, and I'm happy to be your MC, your narrator, and your color commentator for this event. I want to give a big shout out to all the teams and staff and guests that are here in person right here at NASA. The teams are just starting to roll in, but there are definitely a couple teams here. Teams that are here, let me hear you yell. Welcome to day 2. All right. We're also super excited for all of you who are watching our live stream from all over the world. Yesterday we had over 3,000 views of our live stream. So thank you for everyone that is sharing the link to our live stream. And thank all of you out there who are interested in NASA and who are interested in this event particularly. Please don't be shy about sharing our live stream link with everybody you know. Now, for anyone out there who is not familiar with NASA's Lunabotics event, I'll quickly summarize. Lunabotics gives college and university student teams the task of designing and building working prototype lunar construction robots. During the robotic competition runs that you're going to witness today, these robots are going to traverse complex and rugged terrain, and they'll dig and they'll transport fine particulate material or simulated moon dust from one location to another location. It's an exciting competition, and I'll be here the whole time to help explain what's going on. We had 35 teams compete last week in the Lunabotics qualifying event at the University of Central Florida over in Orlando. And the top 10 teams from that event are here this week to compete for the final grand prize. Now, these 10 teams are about to compete for the grand prize of the NASA's Lunabotics 2025 finals event. Now, if you missed the stream yesterday, or if you were not here in person, I'll review what we did yesterday. Yesterday, as I mentioned, we have 10 teams that are competing. These are the top 10 teams out of the 35 qualifying teams. Yesterday, we got through one run of 2 runs that we're going to give each of these teams. Yesterday, we got through one run of 6 teams. We got through Michigan Tech, University of Virginia, University of Alabama, Milwaukee School of Engineering, University of Utah, and the Colorado School of Mines. That's what you missed yesterday. If you want to go back and review any of those runs, you can find yesterday's live stream on the same YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Not the same video, but the same channel. Just go into the live tab and find yesterday's live stream. It's going to be there, the full recording. 10 hours plus of footage. It's amazing. Go watch it. Now today, what we have on deck are the 4 teams that we didn't get to yesterday. We're going to be running the first run of these 4 teams: Purdue University, University of Illinois Chicago, University of Akron, and College of DuPage. After that, we will start the list over, and we will give each of these 10 teams their second official competition run. And according to the schedule, if we stay on schedule today, we will get through 4 of those 10 teams' second competition run. We should end up getting through teams 1 through 4, which is Michigan Tech, University of Virginia, University of Alabama, and Milwaukee School of Engineering. That is our plan today if we stay on schedule. Also, I want to mention, in the middle of the day, we're going to have a lunch break. And during that lunch break, we're going to have a quick award presentation right here in our award area. We're going to give away the Systems Engineering Award to one of these teams that are competing this week. I also want to mention, and this is mostly for the teams that are in the room, but if there's any general public that is out there and exploring the visitor center and end up coming into this building, we do have some seminars going on in this building. We have a team from NASA giving a presentation on the ISRU pilot excavator. We also have a presentation on Artemis, NASA's return to the moon. We have a presentation on NASA internships. We have a presentation on systems engineering, NASA's systems engineering process. And we also are going to have a presentation today from Caterpillar on Caterpillar autonomy, the journey of command for hauling. So that is what you missed yesterday and what is on the schedule for today. So as teams roll in and get reacclimated to their pits and their robots and start working on the robots, you'll see a lot more activity here in this room. And we will check with the pit boss to find out exactly when the first run is going to start today. The first run today being Purdue University. So stay tuned. We're just going to show you some live shots of the room and of the arena while we get ready for the first team to run. So thanks for watching, and don't go anywhere.
Did you know there's been over 1 million registrations in NASA's virtual guest program since May 2020? From your neighbor to the Crew 5 astronauts, you might be surprised who is a NASA virtual guest. To the Crew 5 astronauts.
Do you have Mars 2020?
I do. Do you have James Webb?
Sure do. Do you have Crew 5?
Well, I've got it here, and you guys have it here, but I missed it here.
We conducted over 200 science experiments and technology demonstrations on our mission. We loved being part of Expedition 68. We even remembered a virtual guest passport for Einstein, our freefall indicator, but we forgot to register and missed the stamp.
Even if you're doing existing research, never miss a stamp from NASA's virtual guest program. Whether you're en route to the International Space Station or located anywhere around the globe, register at nasa.gov/virtual guests to receive updates on missions and milestones. As a virtual guest, you will receive curated resources and a stamp for your passport following a successful launch.
Remember, you only get the updates and stamp if you register.
I joined. I won't miss it next time.
All right. I was able to grab one of the students out of their pits. He was working on their robots to do a quick interview. Let's start out with what team are you from?
I'm from Milwaukee, the Milwaukee School of Engineering.
MSOE, awesome. And what's your name?
I'm Garrett Gritzmacher.
Nice to meet you. So MSOE is one of the teams that ran yesterday, and we were just unable to do an interview, so I'm going to try and catch up on my interviews this morning,
All right.
if possible. So to remind the viewers, your robot was the one that had the 4 bucket drums, and it had the arms that lowered down. I forgot to ask you, what is your role on the team?
So right now, I'm the newly elected electrical sub-team lead, and I also do outreach coordination. So
Awesome. I love outreach.
who doesn't? It's fun getting people excited and drummed up about stuff.
I also love electrical because my degree is electrical engineering.
Well, there you go.
So converted to software though, but I'm no judgment on electrical. I love it. So what do you want to tell us about your run yesterday? What worked, what didn't work, and what is the team working on right now in order to get ready for their second run?
Yeah, so I was the one piloting it in the control room. We really tried our best to make do with the problems that we faced. We, on the regolith in the preliminary runs, was much more. It didn't seem to have as much issues. It didn't compact as much.
And that's at UCF in Orlando, the preliminary runs.
Yes.
So it's a different bin.
100%.
Different simulated, at least slightly different.
Yeah, well, we found very different.
Okay.
We could turn on the other stuff. We hit this issue a little bit with our stepper motors, not quite keeping up, but it wasn't too much of an issue. We could fix it. This time, though, our stepper motors just could not fight.
Okay, so to remind anyone who was watching yesterday, your robot has the 4 corner wheels. It has 6 wheels, but the 4 corner wheels actually steer,
Yes.
and so they can tilt in and then spin in place. So what we were seeing yesterday was they were out of sync or completely almost completely turned around. So that what you're saying, I think, is that it wasn't an electrical problem, it wasn't a mechanical or software problem. It was actually resistance of the regolith actually turning those motors to a spot that they shouldn't have been in?
A little bit of both. So
Okay.
that's what exacerbated the problem. We found the root cause actually lies in our logic and how we go through the stepping motors. So instead of actually holding a step until we properly reach it, so the encoder reads back the position that we are actually in, and our code simply goes through in a loop and just keeps going through each step in the motor. The problem is with that, if we skip any steps, so if the shaft doesn't actually spin and we come back around, that's the same thing as stepping in the opposite direction. So we're fighting ourselves. So if force is strong enough to hold it in place, we actually assist it, which is why we think it does that giant backswing.
Gotcha.
So we get a big momentary force. It actually adds to it as each time we go through that loop, it's stepping in the wrong direction. It's not enough to keep pushing as it goes through, and it hits here and it goes back. And we're actually adding to that force is what we think is the issue.
Okay.
So
okay.
it back swings until it can catch back up with itself.
All right. We went pretty deep there, and I didn't intend to go that deep, but that's okay because half of our audience is highly technical. You know, we've got NASA engineers watching, we've got other teams watching. The point is, you know, you understand what happened, and that's a very important thing to point out. Is you had the data in front of you. Did you understand live during your run exactly what was happening, or did you analyze the data later and figure out what was happening?
We had to analyze it later.
Okay.
Quite a bit. The footage from the cameras, the angles, we saw angles that we didn't get to see. And we actually had some really close angles on what our wheels were doing. And 100% we realized it couldn't have just been pushing force. We thought before it was just enough force to push it. But here there was moments where it was contacting. Then it had a bit of time where it really shouldn't have been pushing that hard against it, but it went almost 180.
It still spun around.
So we're like, okay, there has to be some sort of logic issue here.
I was like, something's out of sync.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the engineering process. I mean, not only have you spent the whole entire academic year following an engineering process of designing and doing engineering trade-offs, and then building, and then testing, and then fixing things that broke, and maybe redesigning, maybe going all the way back and redesigning things that broke.
Yep.
Now you're actually in the competition, and you're still following a logical engineering process to troubleshoot, look at data, understand the problem, and then the final step now is in the pits. Your team is fixing what you found, what you know the problem is, and let's hope that you have a really great second run. So your second run
Thank you.
is going to be what, tomorrow morning?
No, the last run today, I believe.
It's the last run
5:30.
today. All right. I'm excited for you guys. I will let you get back to the pit and finish working on your robot.
All
Thanks a
right.
lot for your time. Great to meet you.
Of course. Thanks. Great meeting you too.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right.
As our teams today start getting ready, their robots ready for today's runs, I'm just going to go over some Lunabotics details for maybe some of those who are watching that aren't familiar. We are broadcasting the Lunabotics finals here this week, but Lunabotics is an annual event that actually spans the entire school year for these teams. It requires all of these college and university students to apply NASA's systems engineering process to design, develop, build, and test a prototype lunar robot. Before being allowed to compete here this week with their robots, these student teams had to prove to our judging staff that they were progressing throughout the entire school year. All of these student teams have previously submitted, throughout the school year, they've submitted STEM engagement reports to show off the outreach that they have done in their local community. They have submitted systems engineering papers to show off the NASA's systems engineering process that they have followed in the design and construction of their robots. They also have submitted proof of life videos towards the right before, I guess a few months before the event started, just to prove the progress that they had made on the actual construction and testing of their robot, to prove that they do have a working robot and are worthy of coming here in person to compete. The robots in this competition are all designed to dig lunar soil and then construct berm structures or hills. Berm structures are going to be useful on the moon in order to protect sensitive systems that we place on the moon, like lunar habitats or propellant tank farms, and to protect those systems from rocket blasts that occur during either lunar landings or the subsequent launches off the surface of the moon. The piles of lunar soil that we might want to create